We are going to start this video off with a little bit of cleanup from my last video. The last one we did this custom header, and I left things in a little less than clean state, and I wanted to take care of that with you guys online. And then we'll spend the majority of the time doing an edit for the to-dos. Am I looking past them? I am right there. As you can tell, I've been messing with some styling stuff here, but we're going to create an edit for this to-do so that you can make changes to it. Currently, you can change the image, but you can't change the text. And then either in this video or the next one, we'll also do a toggle or a checkbox or something to do a complete for this. So let's go ahead and let me save this. And then I think I'm going to back out some of my changes real quick with history. Let's do a rollback on that. Get us back to about, give or take where we were. If we've got roll back to there. Okay, we're going to call that good. So let's go ahead and start with, let's say, new to do. You can see here, because this container doesn't go all the way to the edge, that my page layout still has some margins. And as of a while ago, I'd rather control margins not at a page level, but at a container level. It gives me a little bit more flexibility. So I'm going to get rid of all of those. You should go through your screens as well. I'll probably miss some here as I talk and make changes, but make it so that you've got a full width capability with what you've got. This is on the new to do. So I've got a back capability, which is good. The image. Also in the prior one, I hadn't changed the titles. So go in and just change your titles to be whatever the screen title is in this new header. And then you can decide whether on a new to-do you have a profile pic access or profile page access. I don't think I want that. You're in the middle of doing a new to-do. If you want to get to your profile page, you can go back to the list and get to it. Okay, so that's new to-do. That gets us most of the way there on that. We're going to make a change to the overall header as well. But before we do that, let's come in and look at our to-do detail. I'm going to get rid of this container I put in here. And you'll notice I don't have any header. So I'm going to go ahead and add the header as it is. Let's just grab it off of the new to-do. We'll come in here and click on header container, copy that to the clipboard. And then we're going to go back to our to-do detail, make sure we're on page layout so it goes to the bottom, and then we'll just move it right up to the top. And then I want to change this to be to-do. And we do want to back on this like we have it there. Okay. So this page is coming off of the list. And this is where we will do the edits as well. Now, the one thing that I think I want to change, because I remembered I did it differently in my own app's left nav cell, is I want to get rid of the row. So not that one. There. Let me extend this down if I can get it to go. So this left nav row, I no longer want to be a row. What I've discovered is, since it has a fixed width, as I switch out icons and text, I struggle a bit with the spacing, and I don't want to have to mess with the spacing every time. So what I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to add a container. And you'll see what I'm up to here in a sec. I'm going to bring over into the cell. I'll drop in a container. And then I want to drag my icon into the container. It's not going to let me do that. tell you what we're going to do then. We are just going to delete all of that. We're going to still have the container there. I want it to be centered, want it to be stretched. It's in the cell. Let's see here if we have everything the way we want it. That's what I want to do. For the style, the dimensions, I want to make my container 100% width. There we go. So now it fills the whole cell. And so within that container, I am now going to put an icon. I always grab title and a paragraph. I'm going to change this to be back for now. And I'm going to make the container style be horizontal. Okay, I'm getting there. The reason I'm doing this is so that it manages its width a little bit better. We are also in the container. I want these to be, I'm going to try on opposite ends instead of centered. That's a little better. So we're going to go with justified children horizontally with space around them. Even amount of space around them. Yeah, we'll just do that one for now. Okay, so I'm just doing a bunch of little minutia on styling, but the reason will come together pretty nicely. And then we're going to want to spread this across the rest of our pages as well. I'll take you through what I'm doing here. Let's go to properties. Let's go with left. Get the right icons in there. Got the icon. Now let's go back and clean this thing up a bit. We want a bigger font size. See what header 1 looks like. Yeah, that's not bad. And then while we're here, let's do the color, which if I remember, which I don't remember, there it is, informative. And then let's switch over to our back. We'll leave the margins there for now to see if that's, well, actually, no, we won't. Go with 0 there. Custom value of 0 here. And then we will center it. We will text align left like we have it. Got a font, style. We want to go with a much bigger font size. And then we want the text color. Remember how I struggled to find the right color last time? I think I'm going to end up doing that. Was it subdued? Okay, that's not bad. That's a little bit too big for the word back. I'm going to go ahead, go with the font size of 3. Feels a little bit better. And then what I'm going to do, because I think I'm going to bore the heck out of you guys, is I'm going to save that and I'm going to pause for a sec. And I'm going to do cleanup on this. The cleanup you do may or may not be exactly the same, but all I'm going to mess with is margin to center back and that arrow. And then I'll come back online. That'll save you a few minutes to just listen to me going back and forth on styling. Well, that took a little longer than what I had expected for my pause in the recording. I was just kind of restyling the headers. And just so you know what I did, I went with a font size for the back of a font size H3. And I went with a text color of color content subdued. And then to get the spacing right, I put a top margin of 6 pixels on that. And then the main thing we were changing was I changed what was a row with cells to just be a container that had the icon and the paragraph in it for the navigation. And the reason I did that is as the icon changes and as the text changes, they will space themselves automatically as opposed to being constrained by the percentage width I had on those cells. So that's the change I made there. I will end up propagating that to all the other pages. That is one of the hazards of having a custom header, is you do have to update all the other pages that are using it because it's a copy and paste on each page. So the reason, that wasn't the reason it took me so long. What I did discover is there's a difference between version 1 and version 2 of the AppGyver runtime. And I am going to show you why that became relevant after I copy this. So I'm going to highlight my header and copy it, and we're going to go to another page. And the page we are heading to is going to be to the new to-do. And let's see, make sure I have my new header approach in here, and I think I do. Yeah, container with the icons. So here's what I found while I was gone unexpectedly. For me, when I do a new off of a list page, so just as kind of a reminder, if I'm on this page and I click this, I will open the new to-do page and I will open it in Modal. And prior in version 1, when you opened it in Modal, the page would slide up as opposed to sliding in from the left and then closing to the right. A Modal would slide up, and then the reason I mention this is I would set it with a close instead of a back, and it would, when you click on this and navigate back, it would close down. Just like it slid up, it closed down. So the new and the profile screen I had working in that fashion, but it won't work that way in version 2. All that being said, that long little diatribe there, I am going to leave the close for this and for the profile page because I have high hopes that that is just a bug, and it's something that the AppGyver folks, when it gets prioritized, will fix. So let me go ahead and paste this in here. And I did open up on the forum that question. So if you guys go out there and look, you will see what I put out there. So you can kind of track and see what they say for it. So let me go ahead and change this to profile. And the hope is someday profile will slide up and then slide back down. So that's what was taking me so long. I had to go prove that against the AG Legend emulator that runs version 1. And then I had to open up my question on the forum. I also noticed on the to-do list, I left the back stuff in here. And not only did I leave the back stuff, but it is the old header. So I'm gonna, while I'm thinking about it, change this header. And in the new one, I don't need close or that icon. Go ahead and just delete the icon and there. So we have no navigate back. And then let me change this back to to-do list. Then I wonder if it'll let me drag this up in there. There we go. So now I'm going to delete the old header. Is that this one? It is. Okay, I don't think I have all my headers fixed yet, but I'll either do that as we go or it'll happen in a subsequent video, but it gives you guys something to look through for each page. Make sure you have the new custom header where we have removed the cell and made it just a container in the left nav part.